You're watching Downtown's Boxing Nation.
Oh, he a knockout artist. He getting kicked out of boxing gyms. I already know what time it is.
Man, everybody, Andrew,
we got everybody out here. Yeah, yo, you trying to be deceiving, huh, Harrelson?
I like the boxing move. The knockout come, we get it.
Oh,
I like the boxing move.
Yes.
People come out to see Gennady regardless of who we play.
Go back to LA.
Oh, absolutely. LA is great. We'd like to explore Texas. We'd like to explore Las Vegas. I'd like to go back internationally again. So it just really depends on the opponent. It really depends on the location and the date, but September is the target date.
So with Andre Ward, that's probably the favorite to fight because Andre Ward, it's not exactly a man style and also a big fighter.
It's not so much that. I mean, Andre's a great boxer. It's just, you know, he's got his comeback fight now. He's been out of the ring for a while. And the economics just don't add up on that. Gennady said he would move out of the middleweight division if it's a big fight. And Andre certainly is a great champion. It's just the chemistry's not there yet for a pay-per-view fight. That's nothing against Andre or Gennady. It's just neither one of them has fought on pay-per-view. But Gennady, you look at the attendance here, you see what he does for the attendance, for his TV ratings, for his marketing, and he's one of the most marketable boxers in the sport right now.
What do you think about
Froch? We've already asked for that fight. I mean, Carl, look, you know, Gennady put in over 12,000 people in the seats here. I mean, Carl Froch had 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium last year, so there's no question that would be a tremendous fight. I've told Eddie Hearn many times that Gennady would move to 168 and fight him, but Carl seems, I don't know, he seems he's not committed whether he's going to fight again, whether he's going to retire, but that would be a great fight as well.
What about Ward and Golovkin on a doubleheader?
I mean, that would be a good fight too, but I don't think the economics work. It certainly wouldn't work on a regular doubleheader from HBO. So it's just, you know, you can't force a fight to happen. I mean, you know, Andre's going to want a lot of money and Gennady's going to want a lot of money, and the only way that fight would happen is on a pay-per-view.
What about if they fought two different opponents on the same night?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
On the same show.
I mean, again, Andre's going to the economics, if it's not a pay-per-view show, wouldn't be there to whatever Andre's going to want on his side, and then Gennady. I mean, look at Gennady, the main event. Look how many seats he sold. I mean, Gennady sold out. He broke all the records at the StubHub Center. This is the biggest fight in California now for years. So it's a testament to his marketability. I don't know if you can build that fight on having both guys on the same show. Again, economics just don't work on that.
With Cotto and Canelo likely out, though, I mean, which way do you look for September?
The best guy that's available to fight him. You know, Gennady just wants to unify all the titles in the middleweight division. That's his first priority. If there's a mega fight, you know, he would move down, like you said, to fight Floyd. He's not calling Floyd out, but that's certainly the biggest fight there. Or he would move up if it's a huge fight. The Andre Ward fight, it's a great fight, but you know, it's economically it's not there yet. So it doesn't really.
Andy Lee might be the most realistic option.
Andy Lee would be a great option too. He's a WBO champion. You know, he had a draw with Peter Quillen in his last fight, and that's a step to unifying all the titles.
Economically, in Los Angeles, would you guys plan having a fight at a bigger venue? Let's say maybe like Dodger Stadium here in LA.
Then it really depends on the opponent. Then you need a marketable guy. Again, that would be a pay-per-view type of fight. I mean, this is a great venue for the size, and he outgrew the StubHub Center, but you know, the form, it just depending on the opponent, it's a great venue here.
Tom, economically, Willie Monroe, he wasn't there yet as well. What about Erislandy Lara? He's a bigger name than Willie Monroe, and it would seem like that would be a good rivalry, Cuba versus Kazakhstan.
Sure, I mean, that would be fine. I guess Lara's got a fight coming up, but if he, you know, moves up to 160 pounds, you know, it's something we could consider. I don't know, you know, what type of economics he's going to want, you know, to get in the ring with Gennady, but it's certainly an option if all the details can be worked out. I mean, you see, he picked a slick southpaw, you know, which Lara is also. So, you know, Lara's a great fighter as well. He had a tough fight with Canelo, and you can't take anything away from him. You know, if the economics work on that, I don't see why that fight couldn't happen.
Given tonight's attendance and just the way the crowd reacted to Triple G being here, it's pretty safe to say that he's going to be sticking on the West Coast moving forward.
It depends on the opponents. You know, Peter Quillen would be East Coast fight, Andy Lee would be an East Coast fight. Cotto certainly would sell out the Garden. So it really depends on the opponent. But you see his fan base here, and it's great. But we always want to go into new markets as well. Texas, San Antonio has been wanting to have Gennady come out there, and that's what happened when we brought him out here to the Step Up Center. We want to build his fan base everywhere, and that's the great thing about Gennady. He doesn't care where he fights. He just wants to go where it's the best situation for him.
And he's so active, you can move him around and fight for him.
That's the great thing. If he has a mandatory, if he wants to go into a different, that's why he fought in Monte Carlo. Now he can go either, go back internationally or go in a new market. If he fights 4 times a year, it gives a lot of flexibility to explore different things.
Hey Tom, given the response that he's gotten here in Southern California, would you say you would maybe want him to stick here? Because if he stays here, he'll sell out wherever he goes.
I mean, it's great having him fight here. There's no question that he's basically now, I can say with the 2 fights, he's conquered the LA market, and he's become arguably the most marketable boxer that's fighting in the Los Angeles area. But again, we want to broaden his fan base. That was the whole reason for going internationally in Monte Carlo, is because you want to keep touch with the European fans. He's a world champion, so he wants to keep touch with all the fans, but he definitely makes his priority to fight here in the United States, and he moved to Los Angeles, so this is his hometown now, and he approaches the fan support here in LA.
The fans they absolutely love his performance. How do you rate Gennady's performance?
I think every time Gennady goes in the ring, it's a masterpiece. Rubio, I think part of the motivation, you can't take anything away from Willie Monroe, but when he had him knocked down in the 2nd round, he took a tremendous shot, and getting up from that and then still being able to go 6 more rounds, I think Gennady wanted to give the fans a little more of their value for their money, because the Rubio fight lasted only 2 rounds, so he wanted to give them some more value.
Were you impressed with Monroe coming back after the 2 knockouts?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, the way I was surprised the way he was on wobbly legs and barely was able to get up, and then to go another 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, and he was landing punches. You got to give Willie Monroe a lot of credit. I don't know if I've ever seen Gennady hit that much, but again, that's a southpaw style. That was Willie Monroe's boxing ability, his speed. He was throwing the jabs. He wasn't hurting Gennady, but he was certainly landing a lot of punches, so you got to give him a lot of credit for that.
Hey Tom, what do you think about Oscar De La Hoya saying that Canelo needs another 2 years before he's ready for Golovkin?
I mean, you heard Gennady say he's ready to fight him right now. I mean, that's a fight again. That's a fight that doesn't really need to be built up. I mean, that's a mega fight. If you put Gennady and Canelo on pay-per-view, that's a great fight. If it happens next year, it just builds it up that much more. So, I mean, whenever that fight happens, it'll be a huge fight.